Welcome to another episode of Coffee Conversation at the Emerging India Forum. Today's episode series is The Emerging Professional. It is supported by Lions Club of Mumbai Shining, India Business Group, IBG, Indian Chamber of International Business, ICIB, and our tech partner, Prime Infotech Solution. So today's theme is 10 fun facts about why GenZ workforce should be given training on software application. So friends, today we have a special guest with us, Thameem Ansari, who's from Chennai. A little bit about Thameem. He is a technology enthusiast. Now he's an AWS partner network. He also has many hats. He has over 18 years of experience in human resource, in the recruitment field, in placements, training, and development. He was also a business development head, a performance management and appraisal, quality management, CRM. Presently, he is head of operations at Sabeel Technologies. So welcome, Thameem. It will be a lovely conversation. So I just want to explain our format. Okay, it is, we covered your professional journey, your personal journey, and there is a surprise round, rapid fire round. So,
okay. Right. So the last two are amazing, and I didn't expect that. Okay.
Yeah, so that's why we didn't. That is a rapid fire surprise round. How can I show you the question beforehand?
That's right. Okay.
Okay, so let's begin. Thameem, you have played diverse roles in the corporate world. How has the experience been till now?
Diversification is what something that I chose for myself, because if you take my career, or probably the education that I had, my dad was working abroad, and I had a lot of shuffle in my academics. I studied in almost 8 to 9 schools. The 12 years I studied in 8 to 9 schools, and I had a variety of academic coaching, or probably I had a handful. I had a lot of friends. In the sense, I mean, every school that I go, I mean, I made a good friendship, and maybe that is what gave me an insight, or probably, or that could be a situation where I was forced to hop jobs every 1.5 or 2 years. So with this 20 years of experience, I would have been into 16 to 20 companies. And once I quit my regular full-time jobs, I decided that I may not be a good employee for anyone, in the sense, I mean, 6 months or 8 months down the line, and once I get to know the process or how the system works, I get saturated and I'm looking for another company. So I decided to become a consultant, where I do the same job, but not on the full-time role, in the sense it doesn't affect me or my employer. So I be with them for 6 months, improve the process, learn about the business, give some value addition for the process, as well as business promotion or enhanced return on investment. And if I feel good, I continue with that client, or I move to a different client if I feel bored. Okay, so this has been my corporate experience so far.
So let's go to your next question. You are technology enthusiast. So what attracted you towards technology and being an AWS partner?
Well, I would have to take you way back into the timeline, some 25 years back, when I was a school student. Okay, it was in the last stage of my school life. It was 11th or 12th standards, where we had a lot of peer influence and my teacher's influence, where you need to do computer courses. Computer courses are very good and you will have a bright future. So those kind of canvassing were there. And we did have a lot of private operators or private technology partners who visited our school, and they gave their course curriculum. They lured us to join them. So all this happened, and eventually many of my friends, and they opted to join. And when I inquired the fees, it was close to 25,000 per year. And they were teaching us on DHTML, HTML, basics of website designing. And I had it was a gut feeling. Okay, I asked my parents, I don't want to go for the course, but can you give me an equated amount so that I can buy a computer? So I feel that that was the best decision that I've taken. And all my friends, they went to that center and they joined the course. They paid the money, they joined the course, and I brought a computer. And to add more spice to it, or spice to the conversation, I believe this situation, or probably this interview, is for millennials, Gen Z. So I want to make them understand that my computer that I had in 1996, 98, the RAM was 32 MB. I'm repeating, it is not GB, it is MB. You can resonate with me, Amirr.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
very
it was
much.
32 MB, and I found it very hard to find a RAM of 64 MB. Okay, and my college project I completed with a floppy disk drive that has a capacity of 1.44 MB.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I'm
and
aware.
yeah, and it had a lot many project works. I mean, almost all my batch members, they had their documents saved on my floppy, because most of them did their work in my system. And the maximum hard disk capacity that was available at that time was 4 GB. Okay, so I want them to realize how tough we had, or probably the primitive versions that we had at that time. And I started my system with Windows 98. Windows 95 was there for a few months, then it got upgraded to Windows 98. And every 6 months or 1 year, it used to fall sick. It required a system doctor, and he used to charge close to 150 or 200 rupees, which I have to give from my pocket. My parents, they were not interested. Okay, you got it, you manage it. I don't know how. Okay, you cut on your junk food, or you cut on your cycle allowance, everything, and you pay for your system. And luckily we had a telephone, a landline telephone at that time, because mobile was totally not in the fantasy at that time. And I had to buy an internet package. That is how I browsed internet. Say, for example, to download a 1 MB file, I used to put the download, and early morning it used to get downloaded, or a 10 MB file. Okay, so that were the situation way back. And this actually helped me to understand how technology worked. And my friends, I mean, they used to come home every now and then, and I shared my system for them to work on their lab assignments. And I learned the courses through them. In the sense, I mean, totally for free, or probably like how we have this coffee conversation. My mom used to offer coffee or tea along with some snacks, and I had the course absolutely free. In the sense, I had the upper edge of having to work late in the night when they left. And I'm pretty sure that none of them have had the luxury of having computer at their home, because in 96 and 98 it was a luxury. Having a system with printer and multimedia devices, a computer was a luxury in 96 and 98. So that is since then, I mean, I became I fell in love with technology. That is how, I mean, I can describe this. Okay, and the love story continues till now. And I actually wanted to interrupt when you introduced me. A week back, I updated my LinkedIn profile as cybersecurity professional and coach. Before the passionate, I mean, technology passionate, I added these 4 words, because right now I'm into cybersecurity. I've handled 4 batches for colleges, and I'm looking forward to more batches. So that's how it's going on. Yeah.
Okay. Your coffee was planned sometime back, so we that's not that time. Okay, but thank you for updating us.
Thank you.
The conversation. Yeah, you've also worked as a HR recruiter. My question will be: it is for the candidates point of perspective. I'm asking, how do you solve their misconceptions? Because there are different type of candidates coming up, and now technology is playing a major role. So how did you make them comfortable with technology by It has to be integrated with your work profile. So how did you advise them, guide them, motivate them?
Sure, sure. This is this is a question of the era, or probably a very important question, or probably the guidance is required on this aspect. Again, I would like to take you through a time travel. Okay, so way back 20 years back when I completed my PG, and I have had the same set of people with me because they are my neighbors, school friends. I mean, we are still in contact. Okay, and I said I was the only person who had computer at home, and at that time browsing centers were expensive. So people used to find people or probably befriend people who had all these gadgets. So it was one fine day after my Fajr prayer, early morning prayer. One of my friend, he said, I want to visit your home. I want to edit my resume or my curriculum vitae because I have an interview the following day. I mean, the same day. I said, okay, come over. And we discussed, he edited his resume and he took a printout and he left. And he called me after a few minutes and said, Macha, can you join me for the interview? I said, dude, it's not any dinner or lunch. What are you inviting me over? I have no idea on what job you applied and what is that you're going to go. He said, it's only technology. It's for tech support. And among our group, you're one person whom we can rely for any technology requirement. So I feel it's comfortable to take you because we can discuss more on technology and it can help me to crack the interview. And since it was vacation time, even I didn't have my routine college days. So I said, okay, let's go. And I did the same stuff which the students do now. I took his resume model, edited his name to my name, okay, changed few info about which is particular about me, and took a printout. So easy to do a CV like normal students who do now. I mean, if you go to any colleges, you can say that all these are from this college. They used to have a box, same thing, everything, and it used to look same, and only the name or initial used to change. And the interview started early morning at 7 o'clock. Okay, so we had sufficient time to travel there, and he got rejected in the 4th round. The interview was for 7 rounds. 7 rounds. I mean, initial discussion, one-to-one discussion, then group discussion, then basic technical round. Again, a discussion with the HR, and again a technical round. So alternative technical and alternative HR round were there. And he got rejected in the 4th round, and I was still able to travel. And by the time I got my offer letter, it was 4 in the afternoon or 4 in the evening. From 7 to 4, so close to 8 to 9 hours of interview marathon. Okay, and he said, Macha, you came along with me, but you got the offer. So he said, it's time for you to give me a treat. I said, okay, so let me get my first month's salary and then we can enjoy. So I just want candidates to understand this particular experience of mine, because what I had there was the practical experience of working around with the system. I would like to reiterate that I started troubleshooting my own system after 4th or 5th fixture. So I gained a lot of knowledge from the technical person, the hardware engineer. The time that he spent in my home, it was actually a complete training for me. I asked him what is RAM, how to install a RAM, how to do a master and slave of a hard disk, how to reinstall operating system, how to fix a fan, how to fix processor. I literally stood next to him, though we didn't have a camera to capture, but everything was there in my photographic memory. Okay, 2-3 times I tried attempting it, and he used to ask me, did you do anything? I said, yes, I opened it. I cleaned the RAM. I dusted all the cobweb and everything. And it's not working now. He said, okay, I will come and fix it. And that is where I thought that I have to do a course on teletechnology as well as computer hardware and troubleshooting. So I did a 2 and separate 3-month courses on these while I was a college student. And I used to go and do servicing for radios, televisions, all this while I was a student, and that helped me with pocket money. And I used to sell refurbished systems as well as new systems. I used to keep commission on that. So all this helped me to crack that technical interview. And it was in 2003 that I got the package of 12,000 rupees and as a junior tech support. So, and I do see that students are still getting the same package of the starting salary as 12,000 after 20 years. And I'm not sure how to equate that. 20 years back, the inflation was so low, and now it's so high, but the employers keep paying the same starting salary of 10,000 or 15,000. So I would like to give 3 points. One is be technologically abreast of what is happening around you, or with the basic gadgets that is being used by people around. And the next is communication skills. You have to be excellent in your communication skills, or you have to expose that you are trainable. You're on the receiving mode, you are trainable, and the employer can easily communicate with you, and you can receive whatever is being expected from you. So communication skills are a must. And the next is patience and commitment, or I can say patience. Because that interview, it was actually a marathon or a grill interview where I cannot use the word as torture, but still it was a psychological torture. Okay, so they made us come at 7 o'clock and they didn't offer us any food. It was only 10 to 12 glasses of water that I had throughout the 8 or 9 hours, because I was in the what do we say insecurity field that when I go out for my lunch or breakfast, what if I being called? So though I was not reliant on the job, or probably I wasn't expecting a job, I was very eager to assess myself. Am I getting through the interview process? Am I being successful? Because my friend, he flunked in the 4th round. How far can I travel? So there's only 3 more. So that forced me to stay there. So I find it very difficult to observe this kind of competency or skill in Gen Z. They don't have the value for time, or they're not persistent. They don't have perseverance. They're not committed. They don't have patience. You cannot hook them for more than 45 seconds or 1 minute. I think that is why shorts have come into place to capture their ideas, or to give them whatever they require for 30 seconds or 1 minute. And I don't want to take much time for this question. And we used to wait for our regional language movie to be telecast in DD. That was once in a week. I mean, you can resonate that. Yeah, Doordarshan was the only channel that was available for us, and we had Rangoli, where we get songs of new movies, that is once in a week. So we cultivated that habit of patience, which is not available in the present generation. So these are 3 things. One is your abreast with technological knowledge, or technological trend, and the other is your communication skills, and the third is patience. Yes.
Thank you for all the steps.
You're
There's
welcome.
another tip you have to now share. Success formula for HR recruiter. You have several experience being an HR recruiter. So what is your success formula? And for anyone coming to being an HR recruiter, what should he focus on?
Okay, so I see myself as a person wearing multiple hats. So I cannot clearly determine which came first, my HR role or the technology, because I mean it all went hand in hand. And I was handling various offices while I was in school as well as in my college. I was the class leader, class monitor, department secretary. So where I was interacting with people, I mean, I see those as a leadership skills that helped me to move on to HR, human resources, managing people. And at the same time, I was well versed with the technology as well. And now coming to the core of the question, the core of the requirement, I have trained a lot of HR recruiters. What is the need for HR recruiter now is he needs to understand the domain in and out of on what candidates he requires now. Because initially when the HR was there some 15, 20 years back, if he understands management strategy or HR professionals or some concept from segment fraud or probably all those people, he'll be able to manage people. It was only seen as an extended arm of the management, the company. HR was seen as an extended arm of the management. Whatever management decides or whatever management wants as an outcome, the HR executive completes that. So it was only seen as an extended arm of the management. Later on, HR went into a transformation of getting employees into a certain criteria of engagement where they intervened into their lifestyle, their well-being, and all that. So it was into that kind of role. And nowadays it has evolved into HR as a business partner. So if you want to be a successful recruiter in a particular domain, say for example, we are discussing about IT. If you want to recruit anyone for IT software, you need to understand what kind of software is that, where that can be applied, and who will study that software. What is the basic requirement for that person to work on the software? You have to be a complete a software professional in order to recruit a software professional. So that is the extent of a recruiter competency that is required now. If you want to recruit anyone into IT infrastructure, you need to understand what is the business requirement. Is it entirely into networking, or is it entirely into in-house system configuration, in-house peripheral management, or is it anything to expand the computer's network? You need to understand all the terminologies, the concept. Only then will you be able to recruit anyone for that particular field. So you cannot be a separate management student who are specialized in HR. You need to undergo a course into a niche field or the business area in which your company operates. That is where you can clearly draw a line between a normal recruiter and a successful recruiter. I think that fulfills the requirement. Yes.
Yes. So
yes, sure.
Recruiters will be watching this episode. The advice domain factor is very important. So now we move to the next question. You being a successful one, how to ensure your training program effective and impactful, and what strategies do you use?
Okay, so as a trainer or as a facilitator, I feel that I have to train myself 100 or 200% so that I can deliver 50%, that is 100% of whatever is required. And whatever training be, whether it is a half an hour session or it is a 10-day session, I initiate my first session with 7 habits of highly effective people. I make it a point that I give the 7 steps and give them a homework to identify the remaining steps. There's an 8th step. I give them the homework, and as expected, only 1 or 2, only 10%, 20% comes up with the homework successfully done. Okay, so I take my sessions based on the 7 habits, because that has greatly helped me to identify and effectively carve out who Thameem as an individual and as a professional is. So I dedicate all my success to that particular concept of 7 habits of highly effective people. Okay, so coming into that, I give them be proactive and begin with the end in mind. So I give them what is the outcome that is required of this 2 hours or 4 hours or the 10 hours program, where I expect them to be or where they expect them to be. So when that expectation is set, I draw a deeper groundwork on what is required to achieve that particular area of specialization or that particular target. And I break them into chunks. See, these are the daily activities that you have to do, and these are the hourly activities that you have to do. And these are the homeworks that you have to do, so that you can come prepared for the next session, or be abreast with whatever I've learned now, and be aware of what I'm going to take tomorrow or the next session. And at the same time, for the past 5 years, when WhatsApp and social media has been into full swing, I immediately create a group with them, a WhatsApp group. Okay, so whatever has been taught, I post them, I post those into the group. And for the past 5-6 years, I've stopped preparing presentation slides. And I've moved myself into the digital media where I have close to 8 blogs. Okay, and whatever content I deliver or I intend to deliver, I upload my blogs. And whenever I repeat that content, and if I feel that some value addition has to be done to the previous blog, I go and update, and I keep updating my blog so that my past trainees are still in track of whatever is the technological trends. And I do receive a lot of messages or some queries like, sir, you didn't take me this concept. I found this new in your blog. What is this? Can we have a separate orientation, or probably can you help me, or can you send a voice message if you're busy? So this helps me to keep a tab or a track on my tribe or on my students that I've trained so far. And I still do have a very good retention of my WhatsApp group. There is less than 2 to 3% attrition from the WhatsApp group. Okay, so people still are hooking around in my WhatsApp group because I keep delivering them the content, the value, and whatever updates I give them on LinkedIn or various other blogs, I keep sharing it on my WhatsApp, and they find it useful. And this I see as the written on my training program, because I maintain them. They would like to stay with me, and whenever there is a new challenge for them, they have a fallback mechanism. They ask me first, sir, I have this project, or this is something new that has come up in my company and no one has any idea about it. Can you help me out? So I find this as a good way of maintaining my trainees, and they are also keeping themselves abreast, and they also at times post on whatever new adventures or new challenges they face. So it's actually what do you say, mutual beneficial team that have created. So I'm happy with whatever it is, okay, as it goes.
Good insights, Thameem, you're sharing.
Thank you.
Continuing a conversation, why is technology important for SME company or any company or an individual for to implement, and why, according to you?
Okay, so I would say that, I mean, I was blessed to be born in the 90s, 80s or 90s era, because I was able to see how my parents did business, and how the earlier generation did business, and how we did business, and how the business is done by Generation Z. Okay, so initially I found the transformation. I saw dual transformation. One is from normal ledger books to the traditional computers, and another transformation from traditional computers to the mobile phones. Though they are in the same era or probably same technology, but I find a vast difference. Okay, so initially people had a personal rapport with their customers, and we had the brand loyalty, or we had a personal loyalty. Say, for example, if there is some good auspician, or probably some good festival, or some important aspect event that is going to happen in your house, people will say, you have to go here and buy this, because we've been doing it that way for ages. Say if it is gold, or say if it is saris, or if it is rice or ghee for that matter, they had specific shops to buy specific items. And later on, it changed, like a package was being offered, a marriage package. You come here, we will do everything for you. So that was in the 2000. And now in the later area, people invite only close relatives, or whoever there, or on their WhatsApp status. Okay, so whoever watches their WhatsApp status, only they attend the marriage, or probably only they attend the invite. And if I miss to watch the WhatsApp status, I miss the event. So it goes in that way. So even I too had the experience of helping businesses transform into the latest technology, because hotel and a company and a manufacturing company which was doing very well in 90s and 2000, they were literally going out of business. So we had to do some fixing for them. So I asked them for all the customer database. So everything was uploaded into Excel and it was converted into a digital database. And we integrated SMS and email marketing for them. And we started reviving their businesses. And as it said, when the first generation, unka taluk jab chal jata hai, and when the owner as well as the first buyer, if it goes off, it doesn't carry forward to the next generation. Next generation, they go for whatever is available within. So when we did a hard calling, and when we explained, when we asked for the person, when we established a personal relationship, then all this flashback came into their idea. Yes, we used to buy there. Hum wahan kharidte the, this person who used to sell us. And then the next question was, do you have an online portal? Then when we said that we have an online portal, we have a door delivery system, then people started coming back to same business. So I would definitely emphasize and request every traditional business owner to get into technology or apply technology if they want to retain into the business. And you have to get your mobile app, or probably if you like or don't like, you have to have an ID created in Instagram. Every day you have to shoot one photograph, or probably if you're selling ghee, you have to take 1 spoon of ghee, pour it in dosa or idli or any sweets, and post that reel into Instagram, and tag a few of your friends if you want to sell your ghee.
Wow, digital marketing tips you're giving.
Yeah, that is how I mean things started working now.
Yeah. So continuing my conversation related to this technology adoption, what should or a company is focusing on factors of technology adoption, and if they don't follow the factors, then what are the ill effects?
This is in line with the previous answer I said. So I mean, I like to recollect, I mean, one essay that I wrote for a college when I was in college. Okay, so I said that if Shakespeare was today, he would have written that all men and women are email IDs, and the world is the internet. Okay, so if you are not having your ID in the internet, or if you are not having your part of your company assets in digital medium, you are nowhere in business. Because nowadays people don't walk, people fly on roads, and it is very difficult for people to spot your shop on the fast moving roads, and people don't watch billboards, and there are very less of billboards. It's only digital ads. They go into social media, or they play games where the ads pops up. Though it is annoying, but still that's a kind of business. If you don't find your niche, or probably your presence over there, then you are nowhere. So if you want to keep your business moving, business running, and if you want to have your market share of whatever business industry vertical that you are into, as said, though you like or not, it is a must that you need to have a digital identity now. Otherwise, people will not consider you, because immediately when someone hears of a brand, or probably any particular item, or probably any particular service or product, the next step they go is search in Google. If they don't find anything relevant, they say you as bakwas. Very simple. It's like you don't exist at all. So you definitely need to have a digital identity if you want to be in business today.
Thanks for this tip. So viewers listen to the steps of digital identity. Last week only, this coming Saturday, we had a cybersecurity professional conversation. His specialty is
Okay.
securing the digital identities. So
Right. Yeah.
this the next question will be how important is training, technology training, for a company to succeed?
Yes, I mean, once you have established something, you need someone to run it. You cannot just have a white elephant hanging around your garden. Okay, so you want someone to manage it, and you want someone to reap the benefits out of it. So when I go to colleges and when I train students on the lab, in the sense the computer lab, it's very obvious. It's very difficult to see them struggling to identify keys in the keyboard. They don't have proper fingering, because I again go back to the way that we were brought up. When I was in my 8th or 9th standard, my parents used to ask me to go and learn typing at a typing center. We used to carry a roll of paper, go to the typing center, type for some 1 hour. Typing and shorthand was a part of it. Okay, so by the time a person completes his 10th standard, he will have a typing diploma in typing. There was lower and higher. But I find it very difficult because this Gen Z students, they are more familiar with the keyboard in their mobile phone. So when it comes to laptops or keyboards, they find it very difficult, and it's so heartening to see them struggle to find keys over there. So I take the next session, or probably the first section, as install a typing software, or probably go to online typing games and do the typing once they come back from their break. So that keeps them active, that keeps them alert, and it doesn't give them the post-break trauma of sleep. And after some 30 or 45 minutes of typing tutor, then I resume my post-afternoon sessions. So the basic skills that are required is typing skills, and I don't find much expertise in using the Microsoft Office suite. Let it be Word or Excel or PowerPoint or even Outlook. So these are the areas where the employer has to train their employee, because that is where, I mean, the daily bread and butter gets processed for them. So they have to focus on developing the skill set, competencies on the required software skill set. And instead of paying a digital marketer, though I'm into digital marketing and web designing and various other activities, as an advice to employer, train at least one employee who can do your campaign in-house, who can do the analytics by himself. Because other than a digital marketer, an internal employee or an entrepreneur is one person who can understand the nuances of the business better than an external and outsourced digital partner. Okay, so he will have a direct interaction with the clients or customers. He will have angry customers, or a customer, I mean, who's gone back, and he knows how to tackle them, and he knows the best way to design campaign posters or run campaigns based on the business requirement. So any company and every company must have at least one person and another person as a backup to run on all these digital assets which they have invested, and to get the regular report which can support the management to take future decisions.
Interesting. Now, Thameem, we have seen AI has become an integral part in our lives. And you've seen the role of ChatGPT version 4 also come in. So is this trend good, bad, or ugly, and how it will impact the future millennials?
Future millennials, they shouldn't see this as a threat. That is my first request. Because going again back to the late 90s, I had my first bank account when I was 18 years. 18 years old, and at that time my withdrawal slip used to travel 5 desks and again come back 5 desks. Okay, the clerk used to sign, and then the supervisor used to sign, the assistant manager, then the manager, and again it used to travel back the same line. Then as an additional step, it goes to the teller or the cashier. He checks everything, and then I get my payment done. And I saw the same bank getting transformed digitally. They got new set of computers, okay? And that was the time when I saw a lot of people who took VRS. VRS is Voluntary Retirement Services. All people who are in their late 50s, they were not able to develop their competency or be comfortable working on a system. That is where a lot of vacancy got created, and I saw so many youngsters get into the banking domain. And they were well versed with the systems, and the operations were really effective. And nowadays we don't actually go to banks at all. And a lot of banking branches have been closed. The bank where I had my branch, they closed down the branch, and it got amalgamated or probably clustered into a bigger branch. Okay, so without any request, it was only an intimation. Your branch no longer exists. This is your new branch. I said, as long as my money is safe, I'm okay. Okay, so this was the technological advancement, and the people who were clerically sound, they found this as a alarming situation, or they saw this as a threat, and they walked out. But I or we, having traveled to this extent, when I did my project work, I did not have YouTube inputs. Google was not there. So we had a brainstorm. We referred a lot of books. So it was hard way when we did all things. Later on, Google came into effect. So ChatGPT is just an extension of Google, or probably search engine. I'm not specifically stressing Google, because Google is nowadays common. It's just a search engine. So search engine gives you 10 pages or probably 10 items in a page with multiple pages. And ChatGPT customizes all that information and gives it to you in a readily accessible format. And even they use similarly same technology. They take the key inputs or probably keywords, do a random analysis, and gets you the relevant information. And ChatGPT goes way ahead. It analyzes and researches lots of libraries and gives you or throws you relevant information that is required for you to process your data from there on. The advancement is the normal search engines gives you the information only in the same browser. ChatGPT, you can add this as an add-on or an extension in various other applications that you use. So use this for your betterment. I mean, it will save your time. So anticipating this, only I moved my articles and my presentation online. Because at one point of time, I felt that information is no more, what do we say, a secured aspect or probably a secured asset. Because I take information from the search engines, I draft my presentation, I design my presentation, and give it back to my trainees. And it was once came into my eyes. I was delivering a session. There used to be smart people, the backbenchers. Okay, so it was with lab with complete internet, and this person, he was very busy with the system. And when I went and peeped into the system, he had multiple tabs open up, and every concept that I delivered there, he was cross-checking. क्या ये सही बोल रहा है? क्या ये सही बोल रहा है? Okay, so nowadays there is no individual knowledge hub or satellite knowledge. So whatever I say today is already been said by someone else. Probably, I mean, my way of delivery is only different. So that is where I can have my unique identity. The content is readily available, because this is what I start my session with. See, I've not come here to teach anything new other than what is available in the internet. All I can share is my life experience and how I dealt with those concepts, which will not be available until I upload my vlog. So until I do that, please pay attention to the sessions that I handle. Because how I handle my concept or my technical classes is, I start with a situation. See, there is a department. This department has printer access from 9 to 6. After 6 o'clock, the department loses the access to printer, though the printer is sitting next to their system. What will be the issue? No matter however they Google in the internet, they will not be able to find the answer. After 6, printer loses connection. Let them Google. The answer is only within me. Only I can give them the answer. So I keep my class hooked like this with real-time scenarios or real-time examples, which only I have encountered. So I don't see ChatGPT as a threat for me. I see ChatGPT as a friend, or probably someone who is an unpaid assistant, or who can do my presentations, or probably who can give content to my blog. And I want the same feel for others to have on any technological advancement. Say, going back to the system that I had, I said it's only 32 MB of RAM. Now the mobile phone that I have is 8 GB of RAM. But still, I have a system with the 12 GB of RAM. So there are things that which my mobile cannot do, my smartphone cannot do. I do it on my system. So there are many things that ChatGPT cannot do. It cannot create its own content. In the sense, only when you ask for a content, ChatGPT can respond with the content. So it requires a user to use it. So you become the power user and use the technology that is available now. You put many challenges to ChatGPT. You put many critical questions or unsolved questions. You make it fed up with all your questions. You gain knowledge. And you use the technology to improve your knowledge as well. So initially, when knowledge was restricted, knowledge was reserved. Now knowledge is very well wide open, and it doesn't cost anything except your package for data. So invest that price for data and get invaluable amount of data in the sense of ChatGPT or any other AI technology that is that has already come or probably coming in the future. Okay, so see it as a strength, not as a threat. Yeah.
Good thing. So you answered my question only. I was going to ask you how these new technologies can be your friend, your enabler for growth.
Exactly.
So don't see like how the calculator came in. People, all accountants were by हमारा क्या हो जाएगा?
Yeah,
So,
right.
People, those who adapted and adopted became successful. So same thing. New technologies will come in because the human mind is like Allah Ta'ala says, I have made him Al Khaliq, the creator. And
The creator, exactly.
The human mind, people are taking the human mind to unexceptional domains where the world was created and where we are now and where we've been going. So we'll open up. New things will come in. So we are seeing and adapting. People who will adapt, we will be able to march forward.
Exactly. So, amazing things are happening now. Sorry to interrupt. Amazing things are happening now. I mean, you see how a movie or a file is being transferred from one mobile to another. If you start visualizing these concepts, it goes beyond your head. And when we see this matrix, initially, I mean, it was like bakwas. How can a person travel from one location to another location? But maybe my grandson or probably his grandson would be able to replace or probably replicate matrix. They can call and then they can go, or probably if they are not sound of a knowledge, they can install a software and they will know kung fu or how to fly a helicopter or how to do an operation, though they are not medically graduated. Everything can be done in future. Yes.
So yesterday I was at this sharing for everyone also. I went to Swami Vivekananda Cultural Center. The use of technology, hats off.
Yes.
There was this virtual reality. They used augmented reality. Then there was another technology also they used. Like Swamiji was himself was answering the questions. So
you're talking about the 3D animation show, right?
yes, three
Yeah,
shows
yeah.
I saw. The use of
Okay.
technology, brilliant by this organization, Swami Vivekanand. So just in sharing with this audience over here, why I'm naming this organization, the use of technology is awesome. Three types of technology was in one place, was very brilliant, and I was awestruck.
And I stay very close to Vivekananda Cultural Center, just 1 kilometer.
Hey, next time.
Yeah.
Okay. So now this is the end of the professional journey.
Okay.
Now
Okay.
let's come to the personal journey.
Okay.
I mean, how do you manage your work life?
Work life, I mean, I would like to call the Japanese concept ikigai. So I have found what is my purpose, or probably what is my passion in my life, or probably what is I like the most to do, and I have created that as my career. So right from my first job and until now, I've been doing one thing that is common, which is talking. Though it was convincing, or it was sales, or technology, information, knowledge transfer. So every place it was only talking, and even now I'm talking with you. So I find myself really alive and happy when I'm connecting with people, and when I'm connecting with them through words, where I can make a change, or probably where I can make something better in their life through my knowledge, or probably something that I can communicate with them. So yes, I mean, there was a glitch and your video stuck. Okay. So what I feel is I do only communication services so far. I mean, be it technical training program, or soft skills, or my community service in my local masjid, or my NGO association. I only talk to people, and I empower them, and I motivate them. So I don't find it paining, or pestering, or probably in the sense, I mean, ikigai is the best word, because every morning when I wake up, I have something good to do, or something that I really love to do. So I believe that is what keeps me away from death. That is what keeps me away from any illness, or that kind of thing, because I love talking to people, and I'm looking forward to the next day with more energetic, and with more learning, where I can create impact to people's life. So I do this with charge or without charge, because with my community service at my masjid and my local community association, I give back to the society.
Wow.
So only when you love doing all this without any extra cost, you find some patience, or probably some satisfaction in that. End of the day, I mean, when you step down from the dais, or when you step down from the stage, you feel and when people come rushing to you asking some off the stage questions, you feel so happy. Okay, so you have done some good job today. Okay, so there is a Tirukural which I want to say. Karka kasadara karpavi katsapi nirka adarkutaga. Okay, which means that it is not, you have to learn everything, excluding all that is not required to learn. In the sense, learn only that is required for the mankind's benefit. And when you learn that, don't stop with that. Help people with whatever you've learned. That is the ultimate bliss of having learned the knowledge. So when you cascade your information, when you share your information, and when people ask you some questions, you come across some situation, or some challenging questions that you don't have the answer, which makes you feel happy about, okay, I have this challenge, I have to learn. Okay, so you go back to your books, you go back to your teachers, or you go back to your knowledge resources, ask them, find the answer, you find another opportunity, or you go back to the same community or the students tribe. See, you asked me for this, I found out the answer. So at that time, they see you as an elevated image. क्या बंदा है यार ये? But I asked him a question. He didn't run away. He said he doesn't know. He will find the answer, and he took some considerable time. Okay, so if they ask me a question today, I will give them a response after 2 weeks, because considering all my schedules, all the homeworks, and everything that I do for the lineup, but yet I go back after 2 weeks, and I heard someone ask this question. This is the response for this, and this response is been updated in my blog. If you want more information or more clarification, you can call me. And that particular person, he sends me a message. So thank you so much. This has really helped me a lot to close my present challenge. So this actually gives me more boost, because even yesterday I had a message in my WhatsApp. Said, I have this problem. My interviewer asked me this. I was not able to answer. He's ready to give me an offer, provided I give him this answer. So this person's livelihood or this person's career is based on the response that I give, which means, I mean, he's seeing me as someone who's going to give him a career for a lifetime or a livelihood. And that actually keeps me happy supporting people. So when you get into that ikigai, doing what you love, you start loving what you doing, what you do. So, but that gives me a balance between my professional as well as personal life.
That's interesting topic, ikigai. How's the family support been to you for your professional and your personal front?
Okay, that is something that I have to be open with. Whenever I come back from my training trip or training tour, the very next question my kids ask is, when are you going out? Okay, so at times, I mean, I used to get back-to-back projects where I used to keep traveling. I used to come home only to shuffle my clothes. Okay, I used to dump the soiled clothes and take a fresh pack of clothes and go on my next trip. Okay, so I used to give my orders on my phone. Okay, take this shirt, keep this shirt, iron this shirt, get my next pack ready. I will come, stay for half a day, and then I'll move out. So my kids are quite grown up. They're able to understand the business that I'm into, and they know that, I mean, I love this particular industry, and they decide their requirement based on my availability at home. And being technologically sound, as well as I have automated few things at home. So if they want something, I can order from remote, and that gets delivered at home. And I ensure that whenever I'm at home, I give my complete attention to my spouse, my family, and my kids. Okay, so I don't get myself hooked into mobile phones, or probably, I mean, I do post my blogs. That is when they go to school, or probably whenever they are not at home. But whenever they are at home, and since I stay very close to the beach, we very often visit to the beach. We play games there. We build sand castles. We run around. We do chasing and catch. And I have a garden at home, a kitchen, terrace garden. And when I'm away, my kids manage that. And when I'm at home, we all go as a team, and we do a lot of pruning, or probably we do a lot of changes in the garden arrangements, tilling, or probably fertilizing, pruning, everything we do. So that keeps them happy, and they don't miss me much, because post training I engage them through WhatsApp video chat or video call. Okay, so and I keep them busy with the new places that I visit, and then I promise to take them, and I do take them to the places that I already visited, and they find it very fascinating and very interesting, and they say, don't go to the same location, go to a different location. They advise me, don't go to the same city, we've already seen that city. Why do you keep going to the same city? Okay, go to a different city. Go to a different city. So let us enjoy the beauty of that city. Take us for a vacation over there. But they're also into my way of life. They have also got into my training industry, is what I can say. They used to ask me, what is the topic, or probably what is the different question that students have asked you. And I'm also grooming them to be public speakers or stage speakers. They also have won various prizes on oratorical competition. So I'm also setting the example or a platform for them. And my prayers to God Almighty to give them a blessed life and make easy their affairs. Amen.
So now my last question on your personal journey will be, whom do you follow in India and international? Because you are wearing so many hats. Whom do you, because I can't pinpoint someone.
Exactly.
So you can name one or two, whatever, international and in India you follow.
International, if I can say, initially, I would say it was Bill Gates and Steve Jobs, because that was the industry where I first worked. I worked for Microsoft Tech Support. That is how I started my career. So Microsoft Tech Support, I used to admire Bill Gates for the software and the Windows operating system. He's actually had a global market share. And even when I go for the technical training program, I ask my students to watch Pirates of the Silicon Valley. That is actually a documentary of how Bill Gates and Steve Jobs started their career. So it can give a complete insight on the IT industry and the evolution of the IT industry. So Bill Gates was my idol to start with, and later on when the fantasy world came into existence, I started, or I'm still following Elon Musk and Simon Sinek. Okay, and to name a person from India, I follow the Tata Group, the Tata chairman, and the Tata Ventures establishment, and the Reliance. Though they are good ethically or bad, I mean that is totally different. But I see the business acumen. Okay, personally or individually, politically they may be different, but what is the good that you can gain from them? Okay. But I work for a manufacturing sector where Reliance Petrochemical, I mean, they were the chief exporter, or probably the monopoly of supplying petrochemical raw materials to almost all packaging industries. And when they changed the rate, it had an adverse effect on almost all essential commodities. They increased the price of the raw material, that is the plastic raw material, by 1 rupee per ton. 1 rupee per ton or 2 rupees per ton during the first COVID wave. And that had a series of effect on almost all packaged commodities. Everything went up by 1 rupee. The packaged oil, or probably the oil, anything, the soaps, everything went up. So I see him because though Tata were the pioneers in industrial revolution, they were close to compete with them and share a considerable market share of what the Tatas initially had, and they are competitors now. So I see them as a different business idol. And if someone wants to do business, probably, I mean, I see them as one of the promising business, or probably someone who wants to do a startup, they can follow that footstep on how they did. And you name the industry, they are into that industry now. So these are the two things.
So we come to our second round also. Now the surprise rapid fire round.
Okay.
Are you a tea or coffee person?
I'm a milk person. I don't drink tea or coffee.
Okay. Indoor or outdoor person?
Indoor.
Okay. Cricket or football?
Cricket.
Favorite actor, Shah Rukh or Ajay?
You're talking about Hollywood. Can you come to I mean Bollywood? Can you come to Tollywood, Tamil Nadu? Rajni
So
or Kamal.
I didn't do a research on Hollywood actors, so I can't ask you now. But in next
Okay.
conversation,
Fine,
I'll
fine, fine, fine. Then I can go ahead with Shah Rukh. I like Shah Rukh. Yeah, yeah.
okay. So it was a very lively conversation we had, going back to 1990s and coming to 2020 and going ahead. It
Ahead.
was amazing insights you shared, and let's take a selfie.
Sure, 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 definitely. I don't drink, but still I have a coffee.